Sure, it was a great game. Louisiana Monroe really came out. They were the more aggressive team in the first half. They beat us in almost every hustle category. At halftime, we talked to our guys about it that this is you win or you go home, and these seniors stepped up. Thought Anthony Walker was incredible for us in the second half. I thought he really changed the game, and just so thankful of the man upstairs that we were able to find a way to win tonight.
This time we'll open it up for questions for the student athletes. We have number 1, Roger Dowell, and number 35, Brandon Edwards. Please wait for a microphone when you want a question. Just raise your hand and they'll bring one to you. Please identify yourself by name and media outlet. Questions for the student athletes only? To the front right.
Hi, Tabby Sonia with the Monroe News Star. For both of you guys, for y'all to able to score 80 or plus points in the 2 regular season games, what were they doing to slow y'all down to where the scoring output was a lot lower?
I mean, I just think basically they were just playing in the zone. Zone you got to move it around a little bit more. Run out some of the clock before you get shots up. So I guess it kind of slowed down our tempo a little bit. I think that's basically the most part of it.
Yeah, just shot selection in the first half. It wasn't that great. Our guards, we wasn't doing a very good job in getting in the paint. Second half, I think we came out a little bit more aggressive and was able to find guys and get some open looks.
Our next question's up here on the right as well.
This is Gus Contreras from the Shorthorn. What's it like playing so many tight games? I guess it's followed you into the conference tournament now. So, what's that like?
Man, I don't know. We just try to win, man. That's been the story of the year all year. I don't think we have too many games where we, beat people by 20 points or anything like that. But, we just try to keep fighting. The turnout is what it is.
Brandon, any thoughts on the close games?
I mean, and they tough, They get the enthusiasm, get us in it more, I think, because, people trying to win the game. So I think they help us out in that area of the game, too.
Moving to the left now.
Gary Smith with the New Orleans Advocate. Redger, you had a tough shooting night. How did you was it hard to keep from getting frustrated? Did you get frustrated, and what did you do in the second half?
Yeah, I definitely got frustrated. I got to do a better job of not showing it. But in the second half, I think I just got more aggressive as far as getting in the paint, get my guys shots. So, bad shooting nights happen from time to time, and, you just got to be able to play through it. If you're missing shots, you got to find another way to help your team win some games.
Additional questions for our student athletes? Okay, thank you very much, guys. You can head back to the locker room. We'll have someone back to escort you to the locker room. We'll now open it up to questions for Coach Scott Cross. We're going back up to the front, right?
Coach, in the first half, with Marvin Williams able to do what he was able to do, 10 of his 16 points there, what were y'all able to do in the second half to shut down the inside game a little bit more? And, of course, keeping Tyler Ongwai off the court was a huge part, too, with his foul trouble early.
I think our guys just picked up the intensity. They were, like I said, they were the more aggressive team in the first half. He had a monster first half. He looked like he just was a man possessed and really, really wanted to win. And our guys needed to step up to the challenge. Our guys looked a little bit flat. They did a great job scouting us. You were asking the guys about what were they doing. I thought their zone, anytime you're in postseason play, that first game's always hard shooting the basketball. You're playing with new basketballs, new rims, new court. So sometimes it can become a mental thing, and their zone was good, and they knew who our shooters were, and they did an excellent job sticking with those guys. They're also hanging back with Brandon Edwards, who we try and get the ball to a lot, and they just did a great job scouting us, so you have to give them the credit for holding us to a lower number of points.
Again, up here on the right.
Hey, Coach. So what can you talk about Jamel's and Anthony's game today?
Yeah, both of those guys stepped up big. I mean, Anthony Walker, I said he had his best game against South Alabama the other night, and, I mean, he was just as good, if not better, tonight. I mean, he is the most athletic guy I've ever coached. I mean, he has – NBA-level athleticism. We just have to get him stronger. But he played with a little bit of an edge in the second half, and that completely changed the intensity. And anytime, a dunk, a three, those are momentum plays. And he had 3 or 4 of them in the second half alone, and that really, I thought, changed the momentum. And then Jamel hit some big shots for us, and Jamel's one of those guys that if he misses 4 or 5, he's going to keep shooting, and sooner or later it's going to go in for you. And as long as he takes good shots, I feel confident that he's going to make them.
You have a follow-up? Yeah. I'm go with the follow-up. Hold on for the mic.
Coach, can you describe what it's like to go through those tight games again?
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been a season full of those. I was talking with my wife about it, like how many close games, and I counted like 13 or 14 that if, came down to the last minute or so of the game and been decided. So I guess the positive of it is it helps you this time of year. The negative of it is I've probably aged about 5 or 6 years this season. So, but I'm just proud that we have an opportunity to play again tomorrow, and just thankful that our guys played so hard in the second half.
Side over here to the left.
Coach Scott Stone, UTARadio.com. It seems like a small thing, but the court on the far side, it has what looks like the skyline in New Orleans on it. We saw it come up a couple of times in the game today, and it actually kind of seemed to be a game changer towards the end of the game with 10 seconds left. Can you talk to us a little bit about, a struggle that might impose for your team?
Well, first of all, it's one of the coolest courts I think I've ever seen. So good job by the Sun Belt on the court. Both teams are playing on the same court. It's just part of it. It's the first game. I would think tomorrow the guys would be a little more used to it. They just have to be a little bit more aware. But both teams are playing on the same court, so that's just basketball. We use the same ball, same goal, same court. It's just part of it. So it's just something you have to adjust to.
Any further questions? One more here from the right.
Hey, you drove all the way down here. You deserve to ask as many as you want.
And we got stranded in Longview, too. So can you talk about your team's struggles against Lafayette, and what do you guys need to do to overcome that?
Well, they're big 2 guys, Elfrid Payton, Sean Long. They're both NBA prospects. They both have killed us both games. We've got early deficits, big ones. We were down 40-15 on our home court. We fought all the way back and had a chance to tie the game at the end of the game. But we can't have those early deficits. We have to play with energy. We have to do a much better job on those 2 guys. If we let them go off on us and just score at will, it'll be a long night. They're a really good basketball team. They have a lot of weapons. They're well coached. They play good defense. So we're just going to have to play our best basketball tomorrow.
Any further questions for Coach Cross? Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
That was a really hard-fought game by both teams. I'm proud of our team's effort. I thought they played very hard. I thought they played at times with some real toughness. I thought we did a better job defending them than we have in the previous 2 games that we played them. That was a concern of ours. But at the end of the day, we didn't have enough scoring to go win that game. And it's really been a kind of summary, an example, perfect example. This game was really of our season in a way, in that, we did some good things. We had some good moments, played well at times, looked like a good team. We were beating a good team, but they've got a rim and a net up there for a reason, and you got to put the ball through the hole more than we did down the stretch. 29 points in the second half just wasn't going to be enough. 35% in the second half, 8% from the three-point line, just not enough. Not enough scoring down the stretch to go win that game. And it's a shame because I thought these guys really had done many good things that would warrant a win, but in that last 5 minutes we really needed, to get a few more buckets when they were making a run to stop it and actually go win the game, and it just didn't happen. And I want to congratulate UTA for moving on.
This time we'd like to open it up for questions for the student athletes only. Please wait for the microphone and identify yourself. In the back right.
Dusty Thibodeau, Warhawk Report. before the season started, Coach Richard really challenged y'all. 1 through 8 didn't matter. Make sure you get to New Orleans. Is it somewhat rewarding to at least have made that goal, even if y'all didn't get to advance beyond this first round?
I mean, yeah, since last year, considering last year, this program only won 4 games and really wasn't successful. So I guess in a way, it is rewarding. But I mean, we competitive. I think it would have been a little bit better if we would have won this game. That would have been an extra step.
Tyler, any thoughts on the question?
You already said it.
Next question. We have up in the front, right?
Marvin, this one's for you. Tabby Sonia, the News Star. With what you were able to do in the first half with 10 points, how did they make some halftime adjustments to kind of keep the inside game a little bit off there in the second half and keep y'all to the 29 points?
Well, in the first half, it was kind of it was like one-on-one boxing out. So because I got most of my points off offensive rebounds, and the second half they kind of made adjustments in like 2 people at me in the second half to try to keep me off the boards, and yeah, that was a pretty good adjustment.
And Tyler, for you, after having the 3 fouls very early on in the first half, how was that maybe hindering your game and the things that you wanted to do?
The 3 fouls I got early on, like, they limited me on offense because I was avoiding the charges. So also on defense, I think I got my 3rd foul, I boxed out. So it was hard for me now to box out, get a rebound because they were calling the foul.
And last question for you. With knowing that you needed that 3-point play there at the end, but you were out after the 5 fouls, just how difficult was it to not be on the court knowing that that'd probably be a shot that you were called on?
I mean, I felt so bad because UTA made plays during the end of the game and we didn't, so that's why we lost. So I felt so bad. Yeah.
Further questions for the student athletes? Okay, guys, you're all set. You can head back to the locker room. We'll have someone to bring you back. And we'll now open up the questions for the head coach. Do we have any questions? Again, to the back right.
Coach, following up on what I asked the student athletes there, your goal before the season was top 8. You achieved that goal. Considering where this program's been over the past 2-3 years since you've been at the helm, how rewarding is it to at least get that goal out of the way?
Well, it's very rewarding. I'm very pleased with these players. I'm very pleased with our progress this year. Our improvement is the word that I've used all year. We doubled our overall win total, more than doubled our overall win total. We more than doubled our conference wins. It's a huge step for our program from where it's been, and it's kind of like Marvin said. Another win would have just even, made it feel so much better, and that's why you feel bad for these guys because they certainly played hard enough in this game, and at times well enough to win that game. But this scoring issue has been somewhat of an issue for us all year. It's been an issue since Amos Alateo went out, a double-figure score. We lost him for the season. We've had these droughts, and it's unfortunate, but it's plagued us, and that's the difference of us maybe being in 7th place and coming in as a 7th seed or as of a higher seed. The scoring issue. So it's something we have to address in recruiting. There's no question. But you could see toward the end of that game, and as Tyler, they made some plays. Dial is, he's unbelievable to go get you a bucket. He really, really is. That's why he's first team All-League guy, and it's pretty nice to have on your side when it's late game and you need something to happen. The other team has defended you well, and hey, go make a play. That's how a lot of games are won and lost, and we're just not quite there yet. We're close. We're coming. I believe our program is on the verge. We're close, and just not quite there.
A big part of the program making the turnaround this year is third-teamer Tyler Ongway. Talk about what he's done this season to really help y'all get this goal.
Well, listen, we haven't had an all-league player in our program since 2007. So third team to me is like All-American. I mean, it's an improvement. It's an improvement, and with our program, you know, and he's returning. You know, that's great too. Tyler's had a good year. I think third team was about right for him, and I really do. You know, it's as you start moving up or your program starts getting better, then you should start getting some individual awards, and you know, that's about right of about where we're at. And you know, hopefully next year, you know, we can have, maybe Tyler can be first or second, or we can have two guys. You know, that's how you build a program, and you know, you start winning more games. And so I think we're on the move, on the right direction. Real proud of Tyler and his year.
Moving up to the front.
Coach, the Texas Arlington coach had said that you never really know what you're going to get out of your team in that first postseason game, and he could see a little bit of jitters in his team. But with your team, and after we talked earlier this week about how they were able to feed off the trip to Arkansas last week, it just seemed like they carried it over into this game, and there wasn't a lot of jitters for y'all.
They did. I thought we, you know, on the Arkansas road trip, we played with a great sense of urgency on the defensive end. We really did. This is a very good rebounding team, UTA. Very, very good. One of the best in the conference. Second, I think. We out-rebounded them. You know, we really brought the fight with us, a carryover from the Arkansas trip. And I think that gave us a chance, you know. That gave us a chance. And we talked about that all week, and real proud of our players in that area.
You also talked about the two regular season games. They were averaging over 80 points against y'all. To hold them to 68, did y'all do some things differently because y'all had the 2 games of scouting report?
Well, we played more zone in this game. I think that helped us. UTA has very, very quick guards. You know, we don't have great lateral quickness on the perimeter, and we struggled defending them in the other 2 games. So, you know, we played some zone and tried to pay attention to wherever Dow and Outler was to help us because of our lateral quickness. And I think it did help. They made some threes, but at the end of the day, it helped us, and we needed to do something to try to keep it down. You know, I would have thought coming into this game, to be honest with you, if you told me we'd hold them to 68, I thought, well, we might win. You know, we just might win. And but you know, as I mentioned, that stretch down in the last 5 minutes, 3-4 minutes, whatever it was, of not scoring really hurt us.
And to get the ball back really late in the game after the rebound and UTA knocked it out, and what were you telling your guys right before that? What was the play that you had tried to draw up before the unfortunate line violation?
Well, it's just a play that we had, you know, drew up in the timeout, and we didn't execute it very well. We really didn't, and so it went out of bounds. You know, so we stepped on the line. I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Cross got the same question about maybe the design, even though it's one of the cooler ones he said in the conference. But
you know,
do you think that messed up Chin?
No, my guy didn't go the right way. That's what happened. Okay. I'm not gonna blame that loss on a beautiful Carl Benson court that he's put together. Man, the court looks great. It's really nice, and you know, we just didn't execute.
All right, let's end on a good question. Being able to get your second consecutive academic award, and considering the type of team that you inherited, being the bottom 10%, how big is that?
Well, I'll tell you how big it is. 4 years ago when I was hired, this program was on life support. It really was. And to win in our 3rd and 4th year down the road, to win 2 back-to-back academic awards, you know, Sun Belt top academic awards, is a tremendous accomplishment, tremendous from where we were. I was in Indianapolis with Dr. Bruno when we met with the NCAA, And I'm gonna tell you, they threw the book at us, and it wasn't pleasant, being there. It wasn't a good feeling. That was 4 years ago, I think, 3.5 years ago. And so when you see the president in the picture smiling before the game, there's a reason for that. He's very proud of what we've done, and I'm very proud of what we've done in that area. And it's been a tremendous rise from the ashes, and we're thriving academically. We really are, and it's a tribute from Dr. Bruno all the way down, from our support staff, all the way to our coaches and players.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Okay.